Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mr. Sadler coming to you live from the internet. Oh, excuse me. I unfortunately can't edit those out, and there'll be a few of them here as I go through this here today. Today is December the 13th, 2014. Before we begin, I just want to mention a few things I've heard through the week. First of all, I'm going to be gone until Monday. What that means for you guys is everyone except for Callan will bring their test on Wednesday. Callan, I spoke to your mother. You'll be writing your test on Tuesday before you go on holidays. What the plan is, I'm going to teach a lesson by video today and tomorrow. And then on Monday, I'm going to recap everything for the week. And then on Tuesday, I'll probably recap everything again. Okay, so as well, the choice assignment has been pushed to Wednesday again. For the other thing I want to mention, this goes out to, I'm going to just mention you guys by name because you were named by a supply teacher. So to Andrew and Logan and Taylor, and I don't know who else you guys are sitting with, but those are the three names I got. The supply teacher said you haven't gotten much done this week so far, so don't let that happen. You guys have to be a little independently responsible for this unit. You have all the materials in front of you. Mr. Lacey has also told me that he is available at lunch every day in room 318. So if you're stuck, if what we've done so far in this unit doesn't make any sense, Mr. Lacey is available in room 318. Okay, so let's get going here. Hopefully everyone has a copy of the choice assignment from yesterday. If you don't, or if you have any questions about things, you can email me at mr.sadler@gmail.com, and I will go through. I'm able to check my email. I just can't leave the house. So if you have any issues or questions about the lessons or questions about the homework you want me to take up, send me an email. Actually, that'd be really good, and then I could start tomorrow's lesson with the 3 or 4 examples that you need me to go through from the week. Alright, our warm-up today is going to be this. Actually, maybe we'll do 2 things. Our warm-up today is going to be this. It's going to be find the sum of the series. We'll say 17 plus 21 plus 25 plus ... plus we'll go 101. Okay, and this should have been right out of yesterday's lesson, so there should be no big deal. So take a second, hit pause in the video, please, supply teacher, and then we'll get going. Okay, good. Solution. Okay, I'm going to start with, actually with Taylor at the back there. What type of series is this? Okay, good. It is arithmetic because you're going up by the same amount. So since this is SN, I'm going to get Lily to recite from memory the SN formula, please. Okay, good. SN equals N T1 plus Tn divided by 2. It's also equal to n times 2a plus n minus 1d, depending on what you're using it for. Over to either one of those will work. Okay, great. Let's pick on, so I'm going to write down everything that we know. I'm probably going to use here, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll write down anything that we know here. My A here is going to be 17. Conveniently, whoops. Conveniently, this isn't, oops, what happened? Sorry. We're just going to write down what we know, and we'll go from there. So A equals 17. If I write that another way, I'm going to pick on, oh, mine's gone blank. Let's go for Colton here. Colton, what is, so A is 17. What's the value of T1 in this case? Okay, good. It's also 17. Ben, let's go for D. What does D equal, please? Good. D equals 4. Both equations I need n. What does n equal? Okay, good. N's question mark. And Kylie, you can give me Tn. This is the tricky part here. And this is the fundamental part we need for this question. Any idea, Kylie, what Tn is equal to? Okay, Tn is equal to 101. That's the last value. So what we have to do in this question is we have to use, and I'll do this over here hopefully if I can. You have to use the arithmetic sequence equation. Oops. Excuse me. Tn equals a plus n minus 1d to solve for n. Okay, then sub it back in. And sub back into bold S n. Okay, great. So that's what we're going to hopefully do here right now. So I'm going to start with, I gave you the equation already, which was Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. Georgie, can you sub some numbers in here for me, please? Tn equals, okay, 101 equals 17 plus n minus 1, 4. Good. And I know we did these last week when I was last here, so this should be relatively straightforward, I hope. Alright, Sarah, if you want to solve for n, let's get rid of the brackets. If I get rid of these brackets, what does that turn into, please? Okay, good. I'm going to neaten that up for you. By the way, remember how algebra goes, you can do this a million different ways. Alright, David, if I want to get rid of the plus 13, what do I do? Minus 13, good. 101 minus 13, I think, is 88. Divided by 4, you get n equals 22. Okay, so now all of a sudden I have n equals 22 and I can actually solve this equation. You can use either one of these equations. I'm probably going to use this one on the left because, just because I can. Okay, so I'm going to say then Sn equals, my n is 22. My T1 is 17. My Tn is 101. I'm just going to divide that by 2. Oh my goodness, excuse me. 22 times 118 divided by 2. I can't do that in my head. 11 times 118 is, I lost my calculator there, 1298. Okay, and there we go. Okay, that's the type of question that should have been asked on your homework last night, as well as definitely on your choice assignment. So that should be somewhat okay. Alright, so today's lesson is called the sum of the geometric series. I'll try and slow down if I can. I'm going to say remember that a geometric sequence is formed when each subsequent term is multiplied by a common ratio. The general term is Tn equals AR n minus 1. Okay, and you guys convinced me that you didn't want me to leave a video so I can get a chance to talk about this. Think of this the same way we got the general terms before. Tn is each term in the sequence, A is your starting value, R is your which you're multiplying by, and it's n minus 1 because you're going back. We're going to say the sum of a geometric series is should look a little familiar to you guys because you've seen this equation before. We're going to say S n equals A to the bracket R to the power n minus 1 all over r minus 1, where r cannot equal 1. Now this should look familiar to you a little bit, because this is exactly what the rain formula is. And by the way, I think I'm going to be generous for a change. Since I wasn't here for the last week, you will not need to memorize the formulas. I'll give you all the formulas. The 4 formulas in the this unit, I'll give it to you. All right. So what each term here means is that A is going to be A is going to be your first term. R is going to be your common ratio. N is going to be your number of terms. And Sn is going to be the sum of the first n terms. So thus, if I say S3, that means the sum of the first 3 terms. S100 is going to be the sum of the first 100 terms. All right, here we go. Example 1. We're going to say find S. By the way, supply teacher, if I'm going too quickly, hit pause. If you're a student and I'm going too quickly, please tell the supply teacher to hit pause. Hopefully he or she will be a kind human being and do that for you. So we're going to say find S11, which is the sum of the first 11 terms in each series. Okay, A. 2 minus 4 plus 8 minus 16 plus dot dot dot. And we'll do this one first. Okay, so this is going to be a geometric series. I'm going to pick a person at random, and that person is going to be who are we up to? I've totally lost. I'm just going to keep going here. A is going to be, I can't remember who I'm at. I'm sick, that's why. A is going to be 2. The reason A is 2 is because that's going to be your starting number. R is going to be by what you multiply by each time. So R should be -2. The reason I got that was 16 divided by 8 was -2. 8 divided by -4 is -2. -4 divided by 2 is -2. And N is going to be 11. The reason I know that N is going to be 11 is just from this information right there. And Sn, oops. And Sn is going to be question mark for right now. Now, it's important to write down the given information here, because just like you saw in our warm-up, if you don't know when you have 3 out of the 4 things, you know you can just sub it right into the equation, and it's an easy question. The more fun questions come when there are maybe 2 things missing or 3 things missing or whatever, and you have to use a little bit of insight in order to get it. Okay, so I'm going to say Sn equals A r to the n minus 1 all over r minus 1. So think of this the very same as the Payne formula. Or sorry, Payne being the rain formula. Okay, A is going to be your starting value. Oh, my mind's not working here. A is going to be the starting value. R is going to be what you're multiplying by each time. And N is going to be the number of terms. Okay, so the time born from that. So I'm just going to sub in the numbers. It's going to be Sn, you can call that S11 if you want to, equals your A value is 2, -2 to the 11, minus 1 all over -2 minus 1. Now some of you will say to me, Mr. Sadler, I have a super duper calculator. Can I do this all in one step? And the answer is of course. For me though, I don't have a super calculator. Actually I do. Since I'm using my computer, I have a wonderful calculator. But I'm going to do this all in 2 steps. I'm going to follow BEDMAS, so I'm going to do bracket 2 plus minus bracket to the power 11. Okay, and make sure that that's what it says. That's going to be -2048, and then minus 1 all over -3. Remember, this is going to be, this isn't r times -1, that's r minus 1, so -2 minus 1 is -3. So I'm going to say S n equals bracket 2 bracket negative 2049 all over negative 3. And for Ben and everyone else, you can take it home right from here. Negative 2049 times 2 divided by 3 plus minus equals, and I get a value of 1366. If I got a value of like 1365, or sorry, of 1365.39294, how would I know from this that decimals shouldn't work? Well, the answer is right. If I'm only adding and subtracting whole numbers, integer numbers, you should excuse me, you should only be able to get a whole number back. Alright, I want you guys to take a second and try number B for me. When I say a second, I mean about 5 minutes. The supply teacher can, maybe about 3 minutes here. This one's going to be 160 plus 80 plus 40 plus 20 plus ... Okay, supply teacher, give him a chance to get started, and then go ahead. Okay, great. Let's go from here. It says A equals, in this case, 160. That's your starting value. Oh, excuse me. What is going on here? R equals... we have to do this underneath. Sorry, folks. What's going on? R equals 1/2. We're going to say N equals 11 one more time. And Sn equals question mark. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to type this in just like I did before. I'm going to insert my object, which is an equation. Do the exact same thing we did before. Okay, so we're going to say S, whoops. I'm going to make that part of the background. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to say S, oops. Sorry. Sn equals, it's not my finest moment here, A R to the N minus 1 all over R minus 1. I am going to be nitpicky here, I think, and make you use fractions. Okay, so since the equation is given to you in whole numbers, so decimals, we're going to use fractions as well. So I'm going to call this 160 times bracket 1/2 to the 11 minus 1 all over 1/2 minus 1. Sn is going to be, oops, 160. What am I going to do? Hold on a second. I'm going to change my tune. No, I'll let you use decimals. Please ask on the test, because this is 2 to the power 11. 1 divided by 2 to the power 11 is going to be very small decimal. Minus 1 is going to be negative 0.9995. 117.1875 over negative 1/2. So Sn equals times 160 divided by 0.5 plus minus equals 319.84375. If your name is Brooke and you have a calculator that'll put that into a fraction, go ahead. Do I have that? No, I don't. And that's okay. Alright, I want to do probably, how many more examples? I think 2 more examples. Maybe we'll do one more example, and then I'll give you guys a chance to do your homework. If you didn't do your homework, if you don't have your textbook here, I have put the page from the let me refocus here. I've put the PDF from the textbook on the website, so it'll be just beside the link for this video. There will be a link to the PDF from the textbook here. So, or at least the one page it will be. So example 2 is going to say, hopefully, here we go. And please put a star and a heart beside this question. Find the sum of the series 3 plus 6 plus 12 plus dot 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 plus 196608. Okay, I love these questions. That's all I'm going to say. All right. This is just like our warm-up, except we're using geometric rather than arithmetic. So I'm going to start picking on people. Actually, I'm not going to. I'm not feeling good here. So A is going to be 3, my starting value. Then I'll list my R. Actually, what I'm going to do, actually, for the supply teacher, if you want to hit if you want to hit pause in the video and give the kids a chance to try this, for a goal for yourself, this is very much like the warm-up, okay? Alright, so if you can do the warm-up, you should be feeling good about this. Alright, now that we're back to this, A is going to be 3, R is going to be 2, N is going to be question, TN is going to be 196608, and SN is going to be question mark. So just like our warm-up today, what we're going to do with this one is use the equation for Tn in order to solve for n, and once we have that, then we can sub that just into the Sn formula. Okay, so Tn equals AR to the n minus 1. Sorry, guys. And once we have that, yeah, just solve for n. So Tn is going to be 196608 equals 3 times 2 to the power n minus 1. Alright, anyone remember how we isolate n here? Well, I hope everyone in unison said you're going to divide by 3. So I'm going to do 196608 divided by 3, and I get 65536 equals 2 to the power n minus 1. Okay. Now you can do this using the guess and check method. What the guess and check method is that you keep on multiplying by 2 until you get the answer. If you don't wish to do it that way, you can use logarithms. So I'm going to say log of 65536 all over log of 2 excuse me, is equal to n minus 1. 65536 log divided by 2 log equals 16, which is nice. We get 17 equals n. Probably about the third most common mistake that's made in this course. Number 1 involves quadratic formula. Number 2 involves the negative and the cosine law. The number 3 mistake that's made is this n minus 1. When you move that negative 1 over, they tell me n is 15 instead of 17. So remember, to get rid of the negative 1 here, you have to add 1. Alright, so things are looking sort of good right there. So what I'm going to do, hopefully, I'm going to do this again. And now that I have my n, I'm going to solve for Sn. And notice what I'm doing here. I'm just showing good form. I'm going to always write out my equations again and again and again. Just so that it's very clear about what you're doing. Remember, when you're doing this, you're pretending you're presenting the solution to someone who's never seen this question before, or this style of question. Okay, so we're going to say Sn equals 3 bracket 2 to the power 17 minus 1 over 2 minus 1. Sn equals 3 bracket 2 to the 17 is 0131 072 minus 1 all over 1. Yes. And equals 393213. And there we go. Your homework is going to be page 460, number 6, 11, 12, 13, 16. If you didn't bring your book, I'm going to ask the supply teacher to go back to mrsadler.net, and underneath the link for this video, or beside the link there should be it says the link for this page of the textbook, so I have a copy of the homework from here. So if you're not clear about something that happened today or this week, either go see Mr. Lacey in room 318 tomorrow at lunch, or send me an email with specific questions, and I'll try and take them up in front of the class here. Yeah, I'm going to do your video tomorrow night at about 7 o'clock, so if you email me before 7 or so, I will be able to mind wandering. I'll be able to put a solution up there, okay? And that doesn't just go for tonight's homework. If there's any homework questions from the whole week, or something that was not understood, even if it was on Tuesday or Monday or whatever. Okay, thanks everybody. Have a good weekend. Have a good night, I guess, or tonight for me. See ya.